Hey guys, what's going on? TriggerhappyJon coming at you with another Nier Reincarnation video. So guys, today's video, um, we're gonna stick with the basics. So one thing to note is your weapon proficiency. When someone says weapon proficiency, what do they mean, guys? I literally challenge you to think for a second. What does that even mean? So when they say that, they literally mean that the character at the top here, you will see in the upper left hand corner of 2P that she requires a short sword weapon. And you will notice that underneath her, all three of the weapons that I have equipped to my 2P are glowing red. This is because they have the proficient weapon equipped. Now, something to note with proficient weapons is each weapon that you equip to your character makes a difference in the amount of force that they get for the character. It also shifts their HP, attack, defense, and agility stats, and crit rate, crit damage. Well, not crit rate, crit damage. Those stay the same, I believe, because I don't believe weapons general stats actually affect that. But we'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about with what the stats actually affect. All right, and we're back. So this is what I was going to show you guys. So you will notice that, for example, Wretched Blade was equipped to my 2P. And you will see that this weapon has 3,900 force, HP is at 19k, attacks at 1,900, defense is at 1,100. Now, this is currently equipped, so I want you to notice all these stats on the left-hand side. Now, let's first start off with let's bring up the calculator here, right? And let's say, okay, so our HP is at 8,429, so that's our HP currently with it equipped. Now what happens when I remove this? So remove, select. All right, now you will notice on the left hand side this dropped by quite a bit. So if we do the math here, right, 74 to 76, we do the math, that's 9,753. Now, how much did that weapon have again? It wasn't that amount, right? What did that weapon have on it that was getting added? So if we go back over here, Wretched Blade, right? We equip it, you can see the HP going right back up to where it was, but if you click on the weapon, look at that difference there, guys. So you see that the weapon itself has 19,506 HP. Half of that number is getting added to your character. So that was the big thing that I wanted to show you, because I don't know that it's really been added clearly and told clearly, like, hey, this is what actually gets applied for each and every weapon. So the moral of the story is, if you use a proficient weapon, you will get half of these stats in the secondary spot. Now, here's the next question, guys. What happens, say, for example, I use something that's not the proficient weapon? Okay, so let's say we equip here this gun, right? So now we have proficient, proficient, non-proficient. What does this do for us? So our health here, or we'll just use health as an example. It works the same for all your stats. It's half the stats for the weapon. But what does it actually get us if we use a non-proficient weapon? Okay, so we have 80,519. Now we'll go in here and we will just remove this weapon. Remove, select. All right, now our overall HP is, that's at 74,276. So this is the same control numbers you saw before. And we only gained 6,243. So what does that mean? Before it was quite a bit different with the proficient weapon. But if we go back in here, guys, and we do the math, you will see that, let me move the calculator out of the way so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Now you guys should be able to see it. You will see that the HP is 24,972. Now, what is that divided into the 6,243? So if I open up another calculator here, and I don't think it'll show on the screen, so I do apologize. So if I take the 6,243 here, and 6,243 here. Sorry, math is hard sometimes, guys. and I divide that by the overall of the weapon. That gives us 22% of the weapon's HP is applied. So it's basically, and this is kind of like the general gist of the math here, and this is what I really wanted to show you guys, which kind of a bummer that the other calculator doesn't pop up on here. And unfortunately, I don't want to capture that again just to show it, but it averages out to 22%. And the general idea is that 50% works for your primary when it's proficient, and you only get 25% of your secondary if it's not a proficient weapon. In this case, it's 22%, so it's actually lower than what was suggested. Which is kind of why I wanted to do this video, because I already figured this out once. I didn't know this at first. I was struggling in the game. I was like, man, I am doing all these dungeons. I don't have crap for weapons. Why aren't I doing the damage that I really feel like I should be doing? And it kind of dawned on me, guys. It's like, oh, wait, I'm using like all these random weapons on my character, and I'm not getting a whole lot of like output out of them. So then I started moving and going to the same weapons in each spot. I went proficient weapons, upgraded. They weren't even great. They weren't even good. And I noticed such an improvement in the amount of damage I was doing that it made me think like, okay, what do we actually get from these? Like, because at that time, because it was never explained to me, that when you go in here and you go to equip, so we go back out here and we go to equip a character. When you go to equip this character, it was never explained to me in the game that, hey, by equipping your secondary slot, you get a percentage of those stats. No, not once anywhere did it ever explain that. Granted, yeah, we kind of figured it out once we started equipping stuff, right? But we didn't know what it was. I'd heard rumors that it was 50%, 75%, 25%, 10% for non-efficient. Well, you just saw the math. It's 50% for your main weapons here, and it's about 22 to 25% for your secondary weapons for non-proficient weapons. So I feel like just knowing that and having that information is just half the battle. Because guys, if you're struggling and you're wondering what you should be doing, and I'll show a loadout that I'm struggling on. Let's go back to my water. I've had it in other videos. The water is my weakest force loadout. As you can see here, like all these other ones are, they're close to 100k. Don't minus events. But you go to water. This is everything I have best in the slot for water, 87,000. That's it. That's the best I could do. But notice I have my primary weapon equipped. It is this sword. I could go in here and say, well, hey, I have a water staff that I could use and put that in spot. I could if I really wanted to. But that's where this proficiency lies. I wouldn't get the full stats here. And it's not worth it just to get half the stat or a quarter of the stats just to have the water. But what you could do, which is something that I should probably do myself, but do as I say, not as I do, I guess, is the moral of the story. I don't know if your parents ever told you that growing up, but I hated hearing that. And now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I see why they did this. But you will notice that I have a crap ton of water weapons down here, guys. It would actually probably be in my benefit to come in here, look at the water weapons, say, okay, well, this is a defense attack down. This is agility on it. Fleetfoot, Aegeus' defense. Upgrade this one all the way, guys, and then use that in that slot to get the more damage. It would probably be the best option for me. But notice that I'm staying with the proficient weapon so that way I get the most fluck for my buck on this character. And actually here, guys, let's just do this for science. Let's go ahead and upgrade it. We'll max ascend it. Right? And then we'll go over here and we'll enhance it. All right, now it's max enhanced. Now if we go into evolve, we'll go ahead and evolve it. There we go. So now we've got a fully maxed out, other than the skills, right? Skills got to be upgraded. But it's a maxed out, essentially 4-star weapon, right? That's going to be a water weapon. Notice the force is 3,230. All the other stats here are kind of okay. They're not nearly as high as the other weapons that I've used. But for now, that works out pretty good. We'll go back down here and let's go find that now 4-star water weapon. Here it goes. And equip it. Oh, wow. That made a difference. Did it make that much of a difference? Not really. 83,000 versus the before I had, well, I can't even remember what weapon I had on her, guys. I want to say it was the light weapon. Yeah, this guy right here. But yeah, she was higher damage here. But like you just saw here, by staying in my lane and equipping the correct weapon to her primary, that is the right affinity with the right proficiency, it was going to give me the most boost to my stats compared to if I had not done this and went the opposite route. I am curious though, what will this do? If we go over here and go to witches, now I already had my other one kind of tuned to work just fine. Does this make that big of a difference if I just go over here? Because this actually lowered the amount of total force that I had. But now I have a maxed out weapon that has the correct affinity, so now she will do more damage. So let's just see real quick here what this does for us, and we'll take the calculator off the screen now that we're kind of done doing the math. But yeah, guys, that's the biggest thing. Like, I struggled with these dungeons so much, and all I had to do was just go in there and yeah, change out that few things, and bada bing, bada boom. But their weapon proficiency really makes the biggest difference as well. And I do think that, honestly, like, as I'm talking to you guys and thinking about it, it doesn't really matter if you're using all 4-star, if you're using 3 stars, especially like even with the dark weapons, right? The dark weapons aren't all dark weapons. You know, there's Gale's as the fires. You have Argo's water staff, Noel's staff as well. You guys, there's plenty of other weapons in there that you can be farming that are 3-star that you can make into a 4-star that do so much damage for you. And honestly, you should be thinking that and keeping that in the background of your head, so that way you know what's going to be proficient. You know, if you need to be using 3-star gold weapons to really do the damage, then you need to be using them. And that's how it goes. Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. But as long as you're, at the end of the day, able to complete the content, that's what you need to be doing. And that's what really makes the biggest difference in the game for you. But it definitely helps to have the proficient weapon, so that way you get the 50% boost versus the 25%. It's not worth it. The stat difference between using non-proficient and proficient is just too great to really waste your time and not get all the stats. And actually, it looks like on this case, I was just trying to see if the water weapon would do the most damage, and actually it worked out. We still won, which was actually a lower force than before, but that was just because I grabbed that 3-star weapon that's a proficient weapon, changed it to a water weapon, and then brought it into the fight, and it worked out. So this is going to be an example of, hey guys, this is probably what you should be doing, and with it jiving with what I was saying. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit. I know it's kind of I know a lot of my videos can be kind of crude or short or not very, I don't know. I'm trying to do better at getting the most description out there to you guys. But what I need from you is I need comments down below letting you know, like, if you found this information helpful, if you didn't find it helpful, what more would you be looking for? Like, you know, what other videos do you want me to make? What other things in the game are you struggling with? Do you want to know about that you don't know about? Let me know down in the comments, guys. I need this feedback so that way I can kind of improve what I do and make it better. I do this as a hobby because I enjoy it. I love it. I love being able to interact with you guys. I especially love it when I'm streaming on Twitch. When you guys pop in, we get to talk, you know, because sometimes I'm wrong. And you know what? That's fine. Come into my stream and tell me, like, hey, I disagree with what you said. And you know what? We'll hash it out. We'll talk about it. We'll debate it. And we'll do it like adults, and we'll figure it out, right? And that's the biggest thing, guys, is I love being able just to talk and interact with you guys. So make sure you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TriggerhappyJon. I stream Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, 8 p.m. EST. I also stream on Saturdays somewhere between 10 and 11 a.m. EST. Depends on how rough Friday nights were, but usually they're okay. Example is we went to, as you can see here, I'm wearing my Korn t-shirt. This past Tuesday, I didn't stream because I went to the Korn concert, and that was a rough night. There was no streaming on Wednesday, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, make sure to go follow me there. Come hang out with us. I also have a Discord. The Discord server is down below in the comment section. Go join it up there. You guys can ask questions, give feedback. We stay fairly active, and you also get notified every time I put out a video or go live on Twitch. So, but yeah, guys, that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I can't wait to see your comments down below. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.